nahi jane, did not know, he did not know, Ana of anything else. Translation and purpose by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Ki Jai. The 22nd devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Kala Krishnadas, who was the 9th cowherd boy. He was a first class Vaishnava and did not know anything beyond Nityananda Prabhu. But Shri Gaur Ganudesh Deepika, in the Gaur Ganudesh Deepika, it is said that Kala Krishnadas, who was also known as Kaliya Krishnadas, was formerly a Gopa cowherd boy of the name Lavanga. He was one of the 12 cowherd boys. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Adubhashya, Kaliya Krishnadas has his headquarters in a village named Akai Hat, which is situated in the district of Bardhaman, within the jurisdiction of post office and police station of Katwa. It is situated on the road of Navdeep. To reach Akai Hat, one has to go from Bundle Junction station to Katwa railway station and then go about 2 miles, or one has to get off at the Dani Hat station. From there, go 1 mile. The village of Akai Hat is very small. In the month of Chaitra, on the day of Varuni, there is a festival commemorating the disappearance day of Kala Krishnadas. Om Ajnanatamirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Savadetam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhescha Kapasindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Ishwara ki Shri Shri Nitai Satyasutta ki Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharaj ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So here in this section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita in chapter 13, we are discussing the associates of Nityananda Prabhu and how, as it is mentioned in the purport also, that all these associates of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they came from different leelas, like the leela or the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are so sweet, so qualified, intelligent individuals, and they preach, because how much you can do alone, you need certain people to help you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did, like, he didn't came to Vrindavan and made those temples preach far and wide. What he did, he preached to the 6 Goswamis. He empowered them, and those 6 Goswamis, they did the preaching far and wide. So, but he did mass preaching also. When he went to South India or wherever he went, as soon as the people saw him, they become Krishna conscious. And not only they become contaminated with Krishna consciousness, good contamination, whoever they meet also, they also become Krishna conscious. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did preaching, both mass preaching and class preaching, and whenever he made plans, like even, Aham Bhakta Paradhina, Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that I am under the control of my devotees. So here also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made so many plans. He wanted to go to Vrindavan, But what Advaita Acharya Nityananda did, he just diverted him to Ganges and showed him, oh, it is Yamuna river. We already reached so near. So they they cheated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and bring him to Shantipur. And later on he get to know, okay, this is not Vrindavan. And again he tried to go to Vrindavan, but again there are so many Navdi Vasis, who were accompanying him. He could not go. So he had to drop his plan. Again, like in the third time he was successful to visit Vrindavan. And again, like one time he was going to one time he decided to go to Jagannath Puri. And what Nityananda did, he broke his sannyas staff. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas in the Mayavad order. Anybody knows who is the sannyas? Who gave sannyas to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Sorry, I'll test your GK also. Gore knowledge. Keshav Bharti. So he was a Mayavadi sannyasi. So in Mayavadi or Shankara tradition, they have only single danda or stick as sannyas staff. But in Vaishnava tradition, we have 3 sticks bind together. It is mind, body, and words. Everything for Krishna. So because he has 3, only one stick as his sannyas staff, so Nityananda didn't like it. And what he did? He broke it into 3. Can you imagine somebody will break a sannyasi's staff? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very, he was not happy with all this. So and now he wanted to go to South India. He spent some time in Jagannath Puri. Now he wanted to go to South India. So what he did, he requested the devotees. He's not ordered them. He requested them. So we'll read from Chaitanya Adi-Lila, 7th chapter. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called all his devotees together and holding them by the hand, humbly informed them, you are all my dear, you are all more dear to me than my life. I can give up my life, but to give you up is difficult for me. You are all my friends, and you have properly executed the duties of friends by bringing me here to Jagannath Puri and giving me the chance to see Lord Jagannath in the temple. So this is how he is thanking them. I now beg all of you for one bit of charity. Please give me some charity. Please give me permission to leave for the tour of South India. Please let me go. And now he will reveal his mind of how he want to. He want to go. It's okay. But how he want to go? I shall go to search out Vishwarup. Please forgive me, but I want to go alone. I do not wish to take anyone with me. Now you know how this be possible. Why he's giving the reason also why he want to do this. Until I return from Setubandh, all of you, dear friend, should remain at Jagannath Puri. Until I'll come back, you remain here. I'll go alone. Why so? Why? What is the problem? Why you want to go alone? Why you do not want to take us? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is now explaining that. Knowing everything, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was aware that Vishwarupa had already passed away. A pretense of ignorance was necessary, however, so that he could go to South India and liberate people there. That's the internal mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the internal desire. Upon hearing this message, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees become very unhappy and remain silent with sullen faces. So Nityananda, he petitioned that, how can you go alone? You need somebody to take care of your clothes, somebody to take care of your, belongings. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now he is replying, the Lord replied, I am simply a dancer and you are the wire puller. However, you pull the wire to make me dance. I shall dance in that way. So now he is one by one, he is telling the reason, but in a palatable way. While on the way to Jagannath Puri, you broke my sannyas staff. I know that all of you have great affection for me, but such thing disturbs my activity. Although you are very dear to me, but please let me go. Jagannananda, one by one, he is describing the great qualities of the devotees. Jagadanand wants me to enjoy bodily sense gratification, and out of fear, I do whatever he tells me. If I sometimes do something against his desire, out of anger, he will not talk to me for 3 days. Being a sannyasi, I have a duty to lie down on the floor, on the ground, and to take bath 3 times a day, even during winters. But Mukund becomes very unhappy when he sees my severe austerities. Of course, Mukund does not say anything, but I know that he is very unhappy within. Upon seeing him unhappy, I become twice as unhappy. Although I am in renounced order of life, Damodar is a brahmachari. He still keeps a stick in his hand just to educate me. Can you imagine Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being chastised by somebody? According to Damodar, I am still a neophyte as far as social etiquette is concerned. Therefore, he does not like my independent nature. Damodar Pandit and others are more advanced in receiving the mercy of Lord Krishna. Therefore, they are independent of public opinion. As such, they want me to enjoy sense gratification even though it be unethical. But since I am a poor sannyasi, I cannot abandon the duties of renounced order. Therefore, I follow them strictly. So here he is mentioning that all my devotees, because of their great affection, they want me to be happy. And if I do not follow their orders, they become sad and I become even more sad. But I have duties also that I have to follow. So because your affection is an impediment in my following my rules and regulations, so I want to go alone. So, although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not required to do these things, but still because he is presenting the right example, so he is doing so. But finally, Lord Nityananda, what he said that, how could you go alone? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Just one nice verse it is there. Therefore, to prevent them from accompanying him and becoming unhappy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared their good qualities to be their fault. Although there is no bad qualities, but he told them to, he described them in a way that they appear to be a fault. Now Nityananda is answering him. Thereupon Lord Nityananda said, whatever you order is my duty, regardless of whether it results in happiness or unhappiness. Yet I still submit one petition to you. Okay, you are submitting one petition, so now there is a transcendental negotiation. And I'll come, you are coming one step closer, okay, I'll come one step closer also. So I have a petition to make. Please consider it, and if you think it proper, kindly please accept it. You must take with you a loincloth, external clothes, and a water pot. You should take nothing more than this. So as a sannyasi, at least you must have your cloth with you and a kamandal with you, a water pot. Since your two hands will always be engaged in chanting and counting the holy names, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes he chants on rounds, on beats, and sometimes he doesn't chant on beats, so he chants on his fingers. So both the hands will be engaged there. So who will carry these water pots? How will you be able to carry the water pots and external garments? When along the way you will fall unconscious in ecstatic love of Godhead, who will protect your belongings, the water pot, garments, and so forth? When you will be unconscious, when you will be in ecstasy, who will take care of your things? So you need somebody. Then Sri Nityananda Prabhu continued, here is a simple Brahmana named Krishna Das. Please accept him and take him with you. That is my request. He will carry your water pot, garment, and you may do whatever you like. He will not say a word. So he will just like a silent observer. So he will not cause any impediment. And he is very simple. He is not like us. He will break your staff or do something. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted it. But eventually what happened when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Madhya Pradesh, it is north of Kerala and south of Karnataka. So there he met gypsies. Gypsies are the people, like, they are there since so long, and gypsies are the people who do not live in houses, who have their own community, and they just, they have their own animals, their own carts, and they just, roam around like that, and they have a loose character. Like nowadays also, these Romani people, you heard of them? I saw a documentary on them. Their counting system, one, ek, do, trai, char, something like that. It is almost similar to Hindi. They have Indian descendant. Like it is possible to come to Europe by land from India. So, and to this day also they have some similar habits also, as it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So one of the ways of increasing their population or increasing their number is that their women, they lure men to their group, and by giving them sexual favors, they keep them in the group. So this Kala Krishna Das, who was associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was there in the forest with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somehow came in contact with these gypsies and went to join them. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, he went there. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back, just a second, I'll mention where it is mentioned that it is mentioned in Adi-Lila 10th chapter. So we'll read that also. Just a second. Madhya 10:65. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back, the name of this chapter is The Lord's Return to Jagannath Puri. So when he came back, what he did, he complained, sort of complained to Sarvam Bhattacharya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked everybody to leave. He wanted to talk to Sarvam Bhattacharya in how to say, alone. So Sarvam Bhattacharya then asked all the people to leave, and afterwards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called for Kala Krishna Das, who had accompanied the Lord during his South Indian tour. So now what he is saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "My dear Bhattacharya, just consider the character of this man who went with me to South India." So now he is revealing what happened there. Actually, it is the duty of Kala Krishna Das to, why he was sent there, apart from accompanying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, apart from taking care of belongings and needs of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was sent there so that he can witness all the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, nobody was there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during the South India Yatra, and whatever it is mentioned in Chaitanya Mangal, Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is by the accounts of Kala Krishna Das, because he saw all those things happening. So he left my company to associate with Bhattatharis, but I rescued him from their company and brought him here. Now I have brought him here. I am asking him to leave. Now he can go wherever he likes, for I am no longer responsible for him. So what happened there in that forest? He went there to associate with the women of gypsies, Bhattaharis, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there and personally he caught him from his shikha and brought him back. And when these Bhattahari gypsies, they protested, they attacked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invoked his Sudarshan Chakra and killed all those gypsies. Although the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not for killing anybody, but it was necessary. It is the only account where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered somebody like that. So now the question may arise that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't rejected him then and there. Why there is a need of bringing him here and then now he is rejecting him. And is it rejection also? So we know the example of Chota Haridas, Junior Haridas. He was the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what he did, he looked he glanced over an old lady in a lustful way, Madhavi Devi. Right? He went there to collect some rice for cooking kheer or sweet rice for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he glanced over that lady in a lustful way. As compared to Junior Krishnadas, Kala Krishnadas did more heinous act. Right? He went there to associate with those women. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't rejected him then and there. Why he did so? Because he was under the care of Nityanand Prabhu. He was under the care of Guru. So although Junior Krishnadas, Chota Haridas, he was a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he didn't show any mercy. He just simply rejected him. But Kala Krishnadas was disciple of Nityanand Prabhu. He was not his own personal disciple. So he has this responsibility that I have to, because I took him under my shelter, and I have to give him back to Nityanand Prabhu. So he saved him, went there on his personal inconvenience and saved him. So similarly, it shows the principle that shelter of Krishna, shelter of a devotee is more promising, more secure than shelter of Krishna. That at times people want to approach Krishna directly. So it is, first of all, it is not possible to approach Krishna directly. Can we approach, the president of France directly? Okay, I want to meet Mr. Macron or Mr. Modi. I am citizen of India. I am such a great person. I want to, although we are just laymen, but can we go and meet him directly? No. Until unless there is somebody who introduces us. So Guru or the spiritual master is a person who introduces us to Krishna. Otherwise, what is our value? What is our, whatever we are doing, whatever sadhana we are doing, Krishna is not impressed with. We cannot impress Krishna with that. We cannot impress Krishna with our sadhana. We cannot impress Krishna with our material possessions or intelligence. Krishna is much more than that. But when Guru or when somebody who is very dear to Krishna, recommend us that he is my disciple, he is a very nice servant of yours, kindly consider him. Then Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they look towards us. So here also, because Kala Krishnadas was a disciple of Nityanand Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took special care of him, and he didn't rejected him outward, like in the first go. It is mentioned in the Shastras, like every day we recite Guru Ashtakam in the morning. So the first text of Guru Ashtakam, Samsara Dava, Nala-Lila Loka, Tranaya Karunya Ghana Ghanatvam, Praptasya Kalyana Guna Navasya, Vande Guru Shri Charnaravindha. It is, the meaning is that although Krishna is ocean of mercy, right? Krishna is ocean of mercy, but when there is forest fire, like just like in the life of everybody, there is some misery, isn't it? Nobody wants to be unhappy, nobody wants to be in misery, but misery strikes, right? It's common in everybody's life. But and it is compared to just like forest fire. Anybody has saw any forest fire ever? Never. You're lucky, that's good. One time I saw forest fire when I was coming back from Badrinath. So on the mountains of Himalayas in Badrinath, like who went there to lit this fire? Is it man-made? Is it caused by some humanly endeavors? No, it is natural. Similarly, the miseries in the life of living entities, it is also natural. Nobody plans that, okay, I will cause some misery in the life of this. This Prabhu is so happy. He is enjoying so much. Let me cause some trouble in his life. Nobody plans like that. But somehow, by difference of opinion, by difference of conflict of interest, differences exist among people. So if there is a fire in the forest, will the huge amount of water in the ocean can do something? It cannot do something. Isn't it? The life of living entities are miserable, and Krishna is ocean of mercy, but still people cannot access that ocean of mercy until unless there is a guru, there is a carrier who carry that mercy to these people. Similarly, here in this example, in the first verse of Guru Ashtakam, the Guru is compared to water cloud. What cloud do? He extract water from the ocean and shower where it is required. You cannot extinguish the great fire in the forest by your own endeavor. You need a cloud. Only cloud has that much water who can extinguish. You must have heard this example of a few years back. It was the great Australian bushfire. So many people lost their lives. So many people lost their properties. So many wildlife got they died because of this. And despite all the efforts of humans, they were not able to extinguish it. So only cloud can extinguish that fire by taking water from the ocean. Similarly, Guru is like that. Guru make this ocean of mercy accessible to the living entities. That's why it's a must have to have shelter of Guru to get the mercy of Krishna. Without Guru, you cannot accept mercy of Krishna. You cannot directly approach Krishna that, okay, Krishna, give me your mercy. I'm chanting my 16 rounds, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So Guru make us accessible, access this mercy of Krishna. There is another example given in Shastras that of a lotus flower. So for a flower to grow, it need good sunlight. But if there is, like in India generally, during summers, there is very harsh sun comes out, right? So the temperature is so high. So the same sun can burn this flower, right? Anybody saw lotus flower, lotus in his natural habitat? Have you saw? Okay, that's good. Generally, people of Delhi have never saw. So, if the same sun which nourishes the lotus flower can also, if the intensity of sun is too strong, it can burn it also. But what lotus can do, it can take the shelter of water body, it can take the shelter of pond. If the lotus will take shelter of water, no matter how much great would be the intensity of sun, it will always be protected by the water, because it will take water from the pond, and it will not be dry because of the sun. So that pond or the water body in which the lotus stays is Guru. It is compared to Guru. So if we take shelter of Guru also, and here in this example of Kala Krishnadas also, although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected him, but Nityananda didn't reject him. What they did, hearing the Lord reject him, Kala Krishnadas began to cry, and how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not caring for him, immediately left to take his noon lunch. But what happened afterwards? Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, God rejected him. After this, the other devotees headed by Nityananda Prabhu, Jagdanand, Mukund and Damodar began to consider a certain plan. But the Guru never rejected his disciple. What they did? The Lord's four devotees considered, we want a person to go to Bengal and just to inform Sachi Mata about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival at Jagannath Puri. After hearing the news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arrival, devotees like Advaita Srinivas will certainly come to see him. So who will give this news to them? Let us therefore send Kala Krishnadas to Bengal. Saying this, they kept Krishnadas engaged in the service of the Lord and gave him assurance. Krishna may reject you, but Guru will not reject you. So if we take shelter of Guru, the more important than taking shelter of Krishna is taking shelter of Guru. Because Krishna may reject you. Krishna may not Krishna may see some fault in you, but Guru, he always try to keep you engaged in the service. So that's why we need a Guru to always to be secure in bhakti. Like when we offer, when we worship Radha and Krishna, there are certain offenses also in the deity worship also. So they may take. So that's why we must be. There are certain standards in the temple that we must follow in worshipping Radha Krishna. There must be a certain standard in prasadam, certain standard in aarti, certain standard in paraphernalia. So we may commit offenses to them, but who can save us from those offenses? Who can deliver us from those offenses? The Guru, the spiritual master. So that's why it is highly required to always perform devotional service under the tutelage, under the shelter of somebody superior, somebody like Guru. At times people have this tendency that I can perform devotional service independently. I know all the philosophy, I am chanting my 16 rounds, I have all the access to the books. I don't need these devotees. I can perform devotional service alone also. I don't need them. Because it's very difficult to live with devotees. Isn't it? It is difficult. But one service devotees do towards us without even asking. That service is they cut our false ego. So suppose if you have so many stones with very sharp edges, and these sharp edges are like they are so sharp that they even cut the skin. But what you did, if you keep them in one bag, and just by remaining in that bag, just by associating or just by striking with each other in the same bag, time will come when all these sharp edges will be round. And who will do this process? The stone themselves. Just by striking each other, these stones, the sharp edges will turn into round edges. Similarly, if we stay under the shelter of Guru in the association of the devotees will they will point out our faults, and slowly they will help us remove those faults also. Although we may not like it when they show us our fault, that you are not doing this right, you are not doing this right. But it is highly required to remain under the tutelage of spiritual master in the association of the devotees. So the crux, the moral of the story is that Krishna's devotees are more merciful than Krishna himself. You may commit some offense, Krishna may reject you, but devotees will never reject you. That Guru will not reject you. So therefore, it is required to be under the shelter of a Guru. Actually, a Guru or an Acharya is the one who will help us access, understand the pastimes of Krishna. Suppose, just to give an example, who spoke Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj? Shukdev Goswami. And what was his external appearance? How he looks like? What he is wearing? Nothing. He is 16-year-old young boy, right? And he is wearing. And when he gave Bhagavatam, who all were listening? Not only Parikshit Maharaj was there, his own Guru, Narad Muni, Vyasa, his father Vyasadeva, so many great rishis were there. Thousands of people were there to listen him. Although externally he is like, Abdhut, he is not wearing anything. And suppose Shukdev Goswami enters some ISKCON temple. Do we allow him to come inside? We all know Lord Shiva, the Param Vaishnava, Vaishnava Naam Yatha Shambhu. And what is the appearance of Lord Shiva? How he appears like? What he wears all over his body? Deer skin and ashes. Fresh ashes from the cremation ground. And he has some nice necklace and jewels also. Accessories. What are those accessories? Snakes and scorpions, all those. And suppose Lord Shiva, although people rever Lord Shiva like anything, they ask for boons, give me sun, give me this, give me that. If Lord Shiva appears in front of somebody's home, will they invite Lord Shiva inside? If Lord Shiva comes here in front of the temple, okay, I want to see Krishna, will the temple authorities will allow him? It will be very difficult to digest these things. So therefore we need Guru to make such things possible to understand, to assess us. So we cannot be preached directly by Lord Shiva and Parishit Maharaj. So that's why Guru, their mercy, the expansion of Krishna, as we see that, in Hindi it is said that, if you read the name of Prabhupada on any book, it is mentioned as Krishna Kripa Shri Murti. In English it is written as His Divine Grace, but in Hindi it is written Krishna Kripa Shri Murti. The literal meaning is He is the embodiment of mercy of Krishna. The Guru is embodiment of mercy of Krishna. If mercy of Krishna has a body, a form, that form is Guru. So they make us access all those things. They make us understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Lord Shiva's pastime, Shukdev Goswami, all those things, which we cannot comprehend, which we cannot understand by our own intelligence. So that's why approaching a spiritual master is highly, highly, highly important. Without which you cannot succeed in devotion service. There are hardly any examples. There are some examples, but they are exceptions. Otherwise, nobody can get the mercy of Krishna without getting the mercy of spiritual master. So one must have a spiritual master first. He must be educated, intelligent enough, educated in terms of spiritual knowledge to decide from whom I have to take Diksha, who will be my spiritual master. If he cannot decide, if he is confused, he can pray to Krishna. He can consult with devotees that how to decide who will be my spiritual master. And once he gets the shelter of bona fide spiritual master, he must perform devotion service under his guidance. Then also, after taking initiation also, we cannot perform devotion service independently. We have to do under his guidelines. When we take initiation, when we take Diksha, it's a contract. It's kind of a contract. Guru take the responsibility that if you follow my orders, I'll take you to the spiritual world. And the disciple has to, he also make this vow, he also take this vow that I will follow whatever my spiritual master will ask me to do. So it's a very big thing to do, but that's the only surest way. So I'll stop myself here. If anybody has any question, comment, correction, kindly do. Hare Krishna. Jai Guru Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Lord Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Kala Krishna Das ki. Hare Krishna.